All right, let's dive into Serra Gaúcha. Brazil, you say. Not your typical wine region, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to figure out what's making this place such a standout.
Standout is right. It's more than just pretty views,
Yeah.
It's a real story of how people took a passion and built something amazing, and, well, the geography helps too.
For sure. And we've got a ton of research here, articles, people's stories, even ran into some surprises. Did you know Tanit and Marseillan are killing it there? I had no clue.
Oh yeah, they've really found their niche.
And A&D, the food, galetto, homemade pasta. Oh man, I'm already hungry.
I hear ya.
But let's back up a sec. We've got our expert here to help us break it all down. So what makes Serra Gaúcha so special? It's not just copying Europe, right?
Right, they took what they knew, mixed it with what Brazil gave them, and boom, something totally new.
I gotta say, the Italian influence blew me away. It wasn't just, let's make wine. It was bringing a piece of home and building something for their families.
Exactly. Picture it. 19th century Italian immigrants, mostly from the north, show up in Serra Gaúcha looking for a new start. They brought their families, sure, but also this deep love for winemaking. It was more than a job. It was like their identity.
And you can see it in how so many wineries started out tiny, family run, right in their homes. That small scale vibe is still there, which I gotta say is super cool.
Oh, for sure, part of the charm. But small didn't mean they weren't smart.
Mhm.
They had this system, cooperativismo. Basically, small producers teamed up, sharing tools, knowledge, whatever.
Oh, I read about that.
Yeah, it's teamwork, and it made everyone's wine better in the end.
Love that. But here's something that really got me. It's not just the sun, it's the altitude. 400 to 800 meters above sea level.
Hmm?
Who knew that was key for grapes?
CUGE. That height, plus where they are on the globe, means the temperature swings like crazy between day and night. Grapes get that sun to ripen, but then cool down slow. Makes the flavors way more complex. If it was just hot all the time, it wouldn't be the same.
Makes sense. Like slow cooking, right? Low and slow gets you those deep flavors.
Exactly.
Now, I know some folks hear South American wine and think Cabernet, Merlot, done. But tea, Serra Gaúcha is full of surprises.
Oh yeah, this is where it gets FUN. They're rocking some lesser-known grapes. Like Marseillan, pretty new, created in France in 1961, but Serra Gaúcha loves it. It's Cabernet Sauvignon Grenache mixed, so you get this bold wine, dark fruit, spice. Like if you want a wine with some punch, this is it. Sign me up. And speaking of bold, we got to talk tannin. Big tannins, right? Some folks love them, some got to acquire the taste. Why does Serra Gaúcha do it so well?
So Tanit likes it warm, and while Serra Gaúcha isn't scorching, it gets plenty of sun for those grapes. Beauty, those cool nights we talked about,
Right.
super important here. They keep the acidity in check, so it's not all L-tannins, it's balanced.
So it's like a dance, power and freshness at the same time. Makes sense why folks are paying attention.
Yeah, it's a unique combo. Okay, history, the land, these cool grapes. But Serra Gaúcha is huge GE. We've got all these different areas, each with its own thing going on. It's like a wine playground.
It really is.
So what's on the tour? Where do our taste buds go first?
Got to hit the heartland, Valle dos Vinhedos, the OG. You can feel the Italian history there, not just in the wine, but the buildings, the food, everything, like a time capsule.
Oh man, I can picture it now. Cobblestone streets, little family restaurants, pasta smelling amazing.
Yep. Now, if we're talking bubbly, Pinto Bandera is a must. Those high altitudes we talked about, perfect for making amazing sparkling wines.
So next celebration, I'm grabbing a Pinto Bandera bottle.
Got it.
What else?
How about Montebello do Sul? Tradition is king there. Small wineries, family-run, that personal touch. You'll find winemakers doing things the old way, making wines that really show off the place.
I love that. It's that connection, land, people that makes it special.
For sure. And then there's Garibaldi, the Brazilian capital of sparkling wine. They take their bubbles seriously there.
Sounds like a party.
It is super lively, festive, but we're just scratching the surface here. There's so many more places to find. Flores de Cunha, Farroupilha, Nova Padua. Each one's got something special for the adventurous drinker.
Okay, I'm convinced Serra Gaúcha is going on my travel list, now. But let's be real, it's more than just the bottle, right? What about the food, the whole vibe?
Oh, absolutely. It's about the whole experience. Food, wine, the way they welcome you.
Okay, hit me with it. What's the food scene like?
It's like stepping into an Italian family's home, but with Brazilian flair.
All right, I'm all in. You mentioned Galetto al Primo Canto before. A whole chicken cooked at dawn. I need details.
It's a tradition. Rooster at first song, basically.
Right.
Simple roasted chicken, but the flavor.
Ah.
Slow cooked over fire, fresh herbs. It's like a taste of old Italy, right here in Brazil.
Oh, man, I can almost smell it. And pasta. It can't just be A and Y pasta in Serra Gaúcha, right?
You get it? It's those Italian grandmas passing down recipes, hand-rolled gnocchi, delicate tortellini, hearty lasagna. Every bite's got history. What's your go-to pasta?
Oh, that's tough. But gotta be pappardelle with a good ragu, those wide noodles, that slow-cooked sauce, comfort food.
Excellent choice.
And of course, you gotta have some cheese and salami with it.
Oh, absolutely.
Hmm.
Serra Gaúcha is known for their amazing artisanal cheeses and cured meats. You have to try the queijo serrano, a semi-hard cheese, kind of nutty, so good. And for cured meats, you can't beat a classic salami Italiano. Perfect for a picnic among the vines.
Oh, yeah. Smoked cheese is my weakness. Had this amazing one once in Tuscany at a little winery.
You see? It all comes back to Italy. It's like a little piece of Italy right here in Brazil.
It's amazing how connected it all is. Okay, history, the land, the food. But what about the people making these wines? Any specific folks or wineries I should keep an eye out for?
Oh, tons. We got the classics, the ones that built the scene, Violo, Casa Valduga, Aurora, long history, super high quality. They're a great place to start exploring.
So those are my safe bets, the ones I can trust to deliver a good bottle.
Absolutely. Then you've got the newcomers, the innovators like Pizzaco, Don Garino, Cave Geist.
Yeah, the sources mention them pushing boundaries, right?
Yeah, trying new things, different techniques,
Mm.
grapes, really changing what Serra Gaúcha wine can be. Super exciting to see.
I love that mix. Tradition A&D, new ideas, keeps things interesting.
Right. But then there's my favorites, the hidden gems. The small places doing things their own way.
Those always end up being the best finds.
Right. There's Almoínica and Pinto Bandera making some incredible sparkling wines. Then there's Lidio Carraro in Flores de Cuna, all about sustainability, really letting the land speak through the wine.
Wow, my list is getting long.
That's a good problem to have.
With Marcellin and Tanit doing so well there, makes me wonder if it's a sign of things to come.
Oh, interesting.
Like, what if these underdog grapes become the stars as the climate changes and those classic wine regions struggle? It's kind of mind-blowing to think about.
It's a question everyone's asking, for sure. And Serra Gaúcha's success with these grape shows, we got to be open to change.
Right. The wine world's always moving and changing. That's what keeps it fun.
Yeah.
Well, we've covered a lot of ground here, but this is just the start.
That's right. Next time, we're getting specific. We're talking the actual wines of Serra Gaúcha, the styles, the flavors, what makes each one special.
Sounds delicious. Get ready to explore the tastes that are putting Serra Gaúcha on the map. Back for more Serra Gaúcha. Last time, it was all about the place. History, the land, the different regions. But now, let's talk bottles.
Time to get to the good stuff.
Right. I'm ready to go from, wine region to what am I actually buying here? What should I be looking for?
Great question. Because one of the things that makes Serra Gaúcha so cool is the variety. But you got to start with the basics. Remember all that Italian influence we talked about?
Yeah.
Well, they brought a love for those big reds, Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot, and those are still rock stars there, making some seriously impressive wines.
Okay, so classic full-bodied reds, Serra Gaúcha Cab and Merlot are good to go. But then there's Tanit. I see it everywhere, but gotta admit, I'm not as familiar with it. What's the deal with Tanit and Serra Gaúcha? Why are people so into it?
Ah, Tanat. This is where things get interesting. It's from southwest France originally, known for making those super dark, inky wines, packed with tannins.
Yeah, those mouth-puckering ones, right.
Exactly. Like strong black tea. But what makes Serra Gaúcha Tanat special is it's not just a tannin punch. It's balanced. The cool nights, remember, they help keep those grapes from getting too ripe, so the tannins don't overwhelm you.
So it's intense, but not, aggressive. I'm starting to get it. Sounds
Yeah.
like something that could appeal to more than just the tannin lovers.
You got it. Complex wines, they age really well. And man, do they go with those hearty meals we talked about, grilled meats, cheeses. If you want a wine with personality, Serra Gaúcha Tanit's your friend.
Okay, Tanit is officially on the shopping list, but what about those other more unexpected grapes? We talked about Marlelen last time. Is it living up to the hype?
Marcellin's doing great things too. Pretty new, a mix of Cabernet Sauvignon and Grenache. So you get this combo of structure and depth from the Cab, but then that fruitiness and spice from Grenache. Serra Gaúcha seems to be perfect for it. Full body, dark fruit, think blackberry, plum, and then those nice spice notes. People love it.
Yeah, that sounds right up my alley. But, gotta ask, what about white wines? Is Serra Gaúcha all about the reds?
Not at all. They do great whites too, especially Chardonnay. You'll find both oaked and unoaked, but they've got this crispness, bright citrus pear, even a little minerally taste from the soil.
So something for everyone. Okay, time for bubbles. Always up for some sparkle. What's the sparkling wine scene like in Serra Gaúcha?
Oh, get ready to be impressed. They're making some of the best sparkling wines in South America, especially down in the Pinto Bandera region. Using the traditional method, same as Champagne, France, it's a whole process. Second fermentation happens right in the bottle. That's how you get those tiny, long-lasting bubbles.
Oh yeah, the good stuff. So we're talking like champagne quality, but from Brazil. What kind of flavors can I expect?
Think elegant, refined. You'll get those classic green apple brioche notes,
Yeah.
a little minerality. It's all about balance. And these wines, they can go with anything. Brunch with friends, fancy celebration, you name it.
And this is all thanks to those high altitudes, right?
Exactly. The cool climate, especially those cold nights in Pinto Bandera, they help keep the acidity high in the grapes. And that's KE&I for making sparkling wine taste fresh and vibrant.
Okay, I'm sold. Serra Gaúcha Bubbly is going on my next wine order for sure. But with all these regions and producers, it's kind of overwhelming. Where do I even start?
I gotcha. Think about what you like to drink. If it's those classic Italian-style reds, Valedos Venjedos is your spot. If you're feeling adventurous with Cannot, look for wineries in the Campania Galucha region. And for the sparkling wine fans, Pinto Bandera is calling.
That's a good roadmap. But what about those smaller wineries, the ones doing things a little differently? What should I be looking for there?
Ah, the hidden gems. Look for wineries that are farming organically, biodynamically. They're all about working with nature. Or find wineries that are trying out those lesser-known grapes. You never know, you might just find your new favorite.
Yeah, that's the best part. Always something new to discover. Any other tips for exploring Serra Gaúcha wines?
Don't be afraid to try something new. Serra Gaúcha is all about pushing boundaries. You might be surprised by what you find.
Love it. Embrace the adventure.
And at the end of the day, wine is meant to be enjoyed. So grab your friends, open a bottle of Serra Gaúcha, and savor it.
Well said. Cheers to that. All this wine talk is making me hungry.
That's perfect. Because in part 3, we're diving into the delicious world of Serra Gaúcha food.
Get ready to explore the tastes that go perfectly with those amazing wines. All right, food time. We've talked about the history, the land, the grapes, the wines, but no wine region is complete without the food, right? I mean, what's a good glass of wine without something amazing to go with it?
You know it. And Serra Gaúcha.
Yeah,
It's a foodie's dream.
I was hoping you'd say that. I'm ready for some pasta and that rustic Italian vibe.
You're going to love it. It's like Italian tradition met Brazilian ingredients and had a baby. Fresh, local, often homemade. The kind of food that just makes you feel good.
Okay, enough teasing. Lay it on me. What are the must-try dishes? Give me the highlights.
All right, gotta start with the classic, Galetto al primo canto. We talked about it a bit, but it's more than just chicken.
Oh, yeah, it's like a ritual, right? Cooked at dawn, over the fire.
Exactly. Slow roasted, crispy skin, juicy inside. It's all about simplicity and flavor.
I can practically taste it, and you usually get polenta with it, right?
Yep, polenta's a big deal there. Creamy, fried, grilled. It goes with everything.
It's so versatile. Rustic, but it can also be kind of fancy. But let's get to the good stuff. Pasta. What kind of pasta dishes should I be looking for in Serra Gaúcha?
Oh, they got it all. Spaghetti, fettuccine, ravioli, tortellini. But what makes it special is that homemade touch. Lots of places still make it from scratch using those old family recipes.
That's what I love about food in different places. It's like your taste and history, family, culture, all in one bite.
It's true. And the sauces. Forget about it. Rich ragouts, creamy Alfredo, pesto with fresh basil, anything you can imagine.
Man, now I'm really hungry. But sometimes you just want a little something to nibble on while you're sipping wine. What about cheese and charcuterie? Is that a thing in Serra Gaúcha?
Oh, yeah. Big time. They got amazing artisanal cheese and cured meats. You got to try Queijo Serrano. It's this kind of nutty, semi-hard cheese. And for cured meats, can't go wrong with a good salami Italiano. Classic for a reason.
Sounds perfect for a picnic. Okay, so we got the savory stuff covered, but what about dessert? Satisfy that sweet tooth.
Serra Gaúcha doesn't disappoint. Think panna cotta, ricotta cheesecake, those classic Italian cookies. And don't forget the local honey and jams. Spread them on bread, have them with cheese. So good.
My head's spinning with all these flavors. Any specific places you'd recommend? Restaurants, food experiences, anything like that?
For sure. If you want that real deal Italian feel, check out Trattoria Primo Canto in Bento Gonçalves. They do those classic comfort food dishes in a super cozy spot.
Love it. I'm writing this down. What about if I want to get fancy? Like a special occasion kind of place?
Oh, Then you got to try Restaurante Valle Rustico in Garibaldi. Award-winning, super creative. They take those local dishes and give them a modern twist.
Reservations for two, please. But sometimes the best finds are the ones you stumble upon, right? Any tips for finding those hidden gems?
Oh, totally. Hit up those local festivals, farmers markets. That's where you find the real heart of the food scene. Homemade goodies, talking to the people who grow and make everything. You find stuff you won't see anywhere else.
That's the best. You get to experience the culture firsthand. And it reminds you that food isn't just about eating, it's about connecting with people and traditions.
Couldn't agree more. Oh, and one last tip. Don't be shy about asking questions when you're eating out.
Mm.
People there love their food and wine. They'll be happy to share their favorites and tips with you.
Best advice ever. Those conversations are the best part. Well, there you have it, folks. Serra Gaúcha, a culinary adventure waiting to happen. Rustic, elegant, everything in between. Your taste buds will thank you. So raise a glass of that amazing Serra Gaúcha wine, savor every bite, and enjoy the incredible hospitality of this place. And that wraps up our deep dive into Serra Gaúcha. Hope you had fun and learned a thing or two along the way. Until next time, keep exploring, keep tasting, and keep those glasses